Hey guys, this is Chris again, coming at you with another review. Today's review is, as you see by the title, the Orient Triton. This is a really sweet piece, especially for under $500. All the options that you get. Quick wristwatch check. The Tigers are playing today, so I'm wearing that Docs, of course. But onto the watch. Like I said, this is a killer watch, especially for the price under the 500 US dollars. I got mine off of off of Long Island. Again, it's not sponsored, just where I end up buying a lot of pieces from. He had the best deal, and as of today, which I believe today is the 14th, September 14th, 2019, he has them on sale right now for $400, which is really killer deal. This piece comes in at about 43.4 millimeters. It's only about 13.4 millimeters thick, so not a really overly thick dive watch. The clasp action is pretty good, pretty smooth on the clasp. There you see the Orient logo on the case back. The threaded crown, which the action on the crown that you see, it's got the Orient symbol there, which is pretty killer, especially for the price. The action on the crown is really smooth. It's really easy to change the time with this thing. Of course, I went with a black dial. As you know, I have an overabundance of blue dials, so that's why I went with the black dial. Overall, it's a pretty clean dial. You see Orient written down here. Automatic, divers 200 meters, so it's got plenty of water resistance. And the bezel play is actually pretty good. Really smooth bezel play. This dial is, the crystal is anti-reflective, sapphire. So, as you can see, the reflections on here are not that bad at all. And the thing I really dig about this watch is the power reserve indicator on the top of the dial here. As you can see, I haven't worn it for a couple days. I've been wearing other pieces for review and all that. But it has that 40-hour power reserve, which is also another really killer addition. This is almost considered like a mini Orient saturation diver. I don't know if you remember their divers that came out a couple years ago. They were like $1,000. This is essentially the same movement, that Orient in-house movement that's in these, which for, like I said, for under $500 you get an automatic in-house movement from Orient, the company that makes it, not outsourced from anybody else. It has that 316L stainless steel, really killer, really comfortable. Now this does have, definitely has a wrist presence. That caliber on the movement is the Orient caliber 40N5A. It is self-winding and hand whacking, or hand non-hacking. As I said, this definitely does have a wrist presence. You feel it on your wrist at all times. That is one of the major drawbacks that might take a lot of potential buyers away from this watch, is the size. Luckily, I have a 7.5 inch wrist, so I can fit it on there pretty easily. As you can see, it's got the date window right there by the 4 o'clock. And the 4 o'clock, not a huge date window, which I like. And like I said, that threaded crown is pretty cool. And as you saw, it's got the Orient symbol here in the clasp. About the only thing I would add or change to this, maybe work on the bracelet a little more. Maybe add, but that might add a little more to the price too, though. Maybe if you want it to be like a serious diver's watch, add like a diver's extension, kind of like on an Omega or something like that. But other than that, like I said, there's really no complaints on this watch, except for, like I said, the size. Maybe if I were to add something on this, that would be it. But other than that, this has been a really great watch. This is more than likely going to be a keeper. Probably going to wear this from the work a good bit. Swap out to NATO straps, something like that. That's another good thing about these. This comes in this version. It comes in a blue dial, and there's also like a black and kind of gold, kind of, if you like black and gold, like it's a two-tone kind of watch, which is pretty cool. And I believe there's a more rare green dial, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have seen those. But overall, really clean design. I'm pretty impressed with it. Like I said, Orient has done a really good job at the specs. And like I mentioned before, with Seiko, the comparable one I would compare this to, a lot of people have mentioned the SKX, but this is nowhere near the SKX. This is more of a hardcore diver's watch, which SKX is a great diver's watch. This is more of the hardcore type. I would compare this more to the Sumo or the Turtle as far as size and everything like that goes, and this definitely has way better specs than either of those do. That's just my opinion. I'll show you a quick little wrist shot. course, I need to take out a couple of links, but I just have them for the review. A couple little scratches here and there, desk diving, of course. That 200 meters water resistance will be plenty of resistance for most of us there. And like I said, that power reserve on there adds a nice little touch to it. Almost kind of like Grand Seiko-esque, kind of, if you ask me. And like I said, that threaded crown, you see that little black circle around the threaded crown. Pretty killer. And like I said, not an overly thick piece either. Sits on the wrist nicely. But overall, definitely recommend it. I think this is the best diver you can get for under $500 US as far as what's out there right now. If you want something that's all done in-house, you know, has decent loom and everything else, this is definitely the piece to have. But anyways, guys, this has been Chris with the Orient Triton dive watch review. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Alright, peace.